Good afternoon, everyone. It's Anika Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I can tell you that my contemplative time has been very much around the ideas of emotions and actions and meditation. And of course, it's all my favorite things, right? But it's interesting that in the last little while, I've had so many people that I've spoken with, so largely clients and some friends, who have been talking to me about, emotions. And of course, this is what I focus in my work in terms of grief, especially. But of course, all sorts of emotions come up in just speaking of that. But on top of that, I've heard people talking more about meditation, which I'm so excited about because it's certainly, as you know, something that I really suggest and recommend. And I thought it was very interesting because I also like to recommend that we do self reflection and contemplation. And obviously, it's always after contemplation that I'm usually making these videos. And so I came across a few quotations to share with you today. And the first one says, "The content of your character is your choice. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become." This is by Heraclitus. And I, of course, so strongly appreciate this quotation because I'm always recommending, or I'm often recommending, thoughts, words, and actions, right? So this was really nice to see that this is a thought that's been out there for quite some time. And I really like to encourage people to think and reflect about why they do what they do, why they speak what they speak, and what are the thoughts that are preceding both the words and the actions. And I find that a lot of people are not really considering these things. And many people think, well, it's no big deal. I just said that. I was in that moment, so I said it, or I did this action because I just wasn't thinking. But most of the times, we actually have the opportunity to think just before we say something or just before we do something. And unless we actually take the time to reflect on, I wonder why I did that, or what is the reason that I am wanting to do that, or say that, or whichever, right? So it's so interesting to me that I actually spoke with a client yesterday, or potential client, I should say, someone who reached out to me who had found me online and literally remembered me from my years at McMaster. And that was a number of years ago. And I can tell you that, well, of course, it was just yesterday. It was many years ago. And what she remembered, and also remember that I might not remember this, she said that the thing that she remembers most was that I spoke a lot about emotions in that time. And now she had found me online, and I haven't spoken with this person for many years. And I have to tell you how heartwarming that was for me to receive from her. Because, yeah, focusing on emotions and emotions on our health has been such an important part of my thoughts, my words, and my actions. So daily, I actually like to reflect on my own emotions and where I'm at and why, or what I'm speaking or what I'm doing. And I like this, and I certainly do encourage it for others too. But it was a very interesting experience. Then I've had a few clients that are talking about meditation and how they used to do it at one point, but they're not doing it right now and they should do it. Or maybe they've done it last week, but haven't done it this week. So clients say this to me regularly. And meditation is something that has really become very much a part of my lifestyle. So it's something that I really do encourage everyone to do whenever they are ready to do it. But of course, unless we create a habit in our system of this is what I do regularly, it doesn't become one, right? So I also came across this quotation, which I really liked. And it said, "The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion." The world is changed by your example, not by your opinion. And it's so interesting because I think that oftentimes the things that we are thinking about or speaking about are things that are really important to us. But unless we are the example of the things that are important to us, it really doesn't make that big of a difference, right? It'll still make a difference. It will still hit the right hearts and it will hit the right ears to hear it. At the same time, how does it hit the self, right? So when I'm speaking to people who are saying that meditation is really important, they themselves are not feeling so good when they're pulling away from it. And you might notice this about whether it's kind words or kind actions or even kind thoughts. You'll know what is important to you, what you stand by as your example, and what you might want to pull into your life example by living it. So, today, for 5 minutes after this video, I would love for you to think about a choice that you consciously make, that this is important to me. This is part of my character. This is what I really feel strongly about. And then are your actions reflecting that? So, think about that for 5 minutes. And then I found this wonderful quote I have to share with you because this is by an author that I've been familiar with for years because she works with death and dying or has written about death and dying. And that's probably a book that you might be familiar with. The author is Louise Hay. And what a treat it was to come across this quotation today, which helps me feel that I'm on a similar journey. And I don't know, somehow I really do admire her work. So I thought I'd share this quotation with you. This quotation says, maintain your physical, emotional, and spiritual harmony with the universe by meditating every day. Inhale the precious breath of life. It is your connection to your higher power. And wow, is that ever resonating with me today? So I had to share it with you, and I hope you will reflect on it and see if you are making time for meditation, which I would strongly encourage. You know that I'm doing free sessions now on Sundays at 8 a.m. Toronto time, and it is free for half an hour to have a bit of meditation and contemplative time shared together. I hope you'll join me. And if not, I do hope you make the space and time for yourself for the things that are most important to you. Have a fabulous day ahead. And remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.